We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Now the first running back drafted in April, this is Breece Hall. Room here to run. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Washington. Breece Hall with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Commanders are on the board first here this afternoon. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's a 6-year man, Austin Eckler. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now, this defense for the Commanders is much improved from week 1. They were terrific last week in getting their guys their first win of the season.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Play action. It's Jackson. He completes it to Julio Jones. Touchdown! Julio Jones. His second touchdown on the season. And the Eagles are an extra point away from capturing the lead. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
All again on second down. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Wilson. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Chandler Jones in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. This is Hall. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson rolling to his left. And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Throwing is Jackson. That's into the hands of Eckler. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Jackson. Firing, and Julio Jones has it on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the fourth down.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on fourth. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they had a long drive going last time, but it stalled out. But still, maybe something positive to carry forward from that last drive.
Well, a few different things that you carry forward. Number one, as you noted, they were moving it pretty well, so that gives them a lot of confidence. The second part is, keeps your defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest up a little bit. And last but not least, you've taken a good look at what you've done on offense, noted where the weaknesses are, and you know when you want to come back to them.
Like when you're organized with your points. Well done.
A, B, and C.
114 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They'll go again with Hall. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
They go play action now. Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. That time on the run-pass option when he decided to throw it. Not a quick little drop-off. He went downfield a bit.
Reminiscent of a triple option quarterback in college because he faked it inside, and instead of immediately throwing it out to the perimeter, stepped back in the pocket to find a target downfield.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
We got 4. 31's the mic. Hey, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Wilson now off the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. The kick by Lutz is good. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
From the 6. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
Play action. Now Jackson. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Play action. Now Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that will push the lead up to 12-7. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st and goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Buying time to his left. And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a 1st down, and he gives himself up there at the end. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Williams. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it second down. I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle, wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Going up top for Miller. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by David Long. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
On the slant, he'll get it to Jones. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Steps away. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Check out 61. Matchbox, right.
They'll get this out wide to Boyd. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he said...
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Isaiah Pacheco in the final seconds of the first half. And the Commanders will extend their lead here just before halftime. This time, the extra point up up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Throw left side complete. That's Jones. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he wisely will throw that one away. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter from the 6. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they're down on the scoreboard, sort of a sloppy first half. And Coach Davis, if you were in the locker room, what would the message have been?
I think I'd have to go with something you don't ordinarily go with in the NFL. That's a little fire and brimstone. You've got to fire these guys up. Make them understand what's going on out there. They were so sloppy in the first half, too many turnovers. Tighten things up. Maybe get in their face a little bit, get in their grill, and then send them back out.
Eckler going to get it again on second down. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
Orlando Brown, the former Raven, the guilty party. Eckler now between the tackles. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A good pickup after the penalty, 12 yards, and it's second down. That was huge after being behind the chains on first down to make this second very manageable.
Yeah, how much pride do you have in an offense on first down to get that kind of yardage? Because it actually opens up your playbook on second down. You can run it, you can throw it, you keep a defense off balance. I like that phrase, stand ahead of the chains, and they're doing exactly that.
He was over 100 receiving last week. He's over 100 now this week as he's got a first down as well.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Drake Jackson in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Now Jackson. Over the middle, complete. It's Jones. Touchdown, Eagles. Julio Jones. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Eagles have got it back to within a score. Sam Sloman for the PAT. And this is back to a 5-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10, and he won't quite make it to the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Let's make these babies cry.
Throwing is Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6. 3rd and 7 now.
The defense was ready for the back to leak out and even had a second player waiting to double him up. If you're going to commit to doubling a back, you better prevent a completion, but give him credit. Extra determination, extra effort, turn it into a successful play.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They go play action with Jackson. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield. And he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42. Jackson now off the bootleg. And that is incomplete here.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Jones has it. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Jackson to throw. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he stopped immediately there. The tackle by Cole Holcomb. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Jackson now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You've got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson, and he's got it. The try for 2 is successful, and it pushes the lead up to a field goal. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now Hall to start the drive. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
31's the mark. Let's get off the field, G. Let's get off the field.
Hall again on 2nd down. 121 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Washington on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 3. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to have a Commander's first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
It always helps when you get great run support from your safeties, and when you get one who can actually read the play and get upfield and shut it down before it gets going, that's exactly what you're looking for.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Hall. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Up the middle with Eckler. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. 2 yards on the 1st down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. A slant to Jones. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And we are keeping a close eye on his catches, a really close eye now, because that's number 899 in his career. The next one will give him 900. A handoff, it's Eckler. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. It's Eckler again. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 76 yards on the ground for Eckler here. That's a first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
On 2nd down, Eckler, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Here's Jackson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And his kick is good. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 23 yards, the final tally. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every...
On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted. And the Eagles have just about sewn up this football game. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. So with that mean 3 weeks in the books, and they creep above 500 now at 2-1.
You know, I played with a guy once after taking a knee at the end of the game, and he came in and grabbed the equipment manager and said, make sure you watch that spot, you know, special, because I just took a knee for a win. That tells you how much guys enjoy that, because getting a win, no one takes it for granted.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for the Eagles, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
today. From FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 6 of the NFL.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields. Fields going to throw right away. This one swung out to Montgomery. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. First carry now for David Montgomery. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Fields. Open man is Komet, the tight end. And he will have the Bears first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
One play action. Fields. Able to hit his target, Claypool. They find some open field here. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 35. A nice pickup of 17 yards. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh 7 downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. And I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 14 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked to him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. They got to get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. First play's a run with Nwangu. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want. And other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for a first. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Palmer. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game, watching him try to take away that area of the field.
They'll try and throw for it with Palmer. Sliding out of the pocket. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will be taken down, but it's a big play and a conversion for Washington on 4th down. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They go play action with Palmer. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Play action. Now Palmer. He'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And this is going to wind up working out just fine as he'll have a Washington first down and an exhale there as they convert on 4th. Up the middle, Nwangu. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw is Palmer. Escaping the pressure right. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And the Notre Dame man, Chase Claypool, in this offense, ready for their upcoming possession. He's well on his way to a 1,000-yard season, maybe on pace to just tear past that, Charles. Defensively, they need to pay a little bit more attention to him.
Yeah, I think so, because remember, throwing the football, that can shred a defense quicker than anything else, because as soon as the catch is made, he still has the ability to, yards after catch, get downfield, gain even more, score touchdowns, all of that. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch as this progresses, to see how they defend him and how he changes up his game in order to try and keep getting open.
Back to Montgomery on second down. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Back to throw, Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Now a first down throw, Fields over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap, Fields. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So here is Washington now to take over. They're looking to bounce back following the loss to the Giants last week, and they do lead here right now, and they've got the football obviously as well. 1st and 10. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost getting into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage, because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off, and then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Off the play fake. Here's Palmer rolling to his right. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. A 6-yard touchdown run. And they are able to add on to their advantage. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence. High. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, it's still in the first half here. A long way to go. On 2nd and 10, Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Commanders preparing for their next possession. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the play. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Play action. It's Palmer. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Terry McLaurin, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's finished off by a Terry McLaurin touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll run it. Here's Here's Montgomery. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. Aaron Siposs on to punt as he'll get this one away now. On the return is Williams. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Fields. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Fields. Completes a Mooney on the slant. Touchdown, Bears! Darnell Mooney. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Bears are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Brandon, what we just saw there were two guys who are in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
Tristan Vizcaino for the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Williams loses the football, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. CD, that's the 2nd time this half they've put it on the carpet. Now, the first one they lost. Good news here, it doesn't cost them.
They do say that things even out in the course of a ball game. So you mentioned they lost the first one. This time, able to...
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Throwing is Palmer. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd down, here's Palmer. He'll find the Nwangu underneath, and he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
James has got it, complete. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 66 yards. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Now the Bears going to take over now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. On first down, Fields. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. Only able to gain a couple there, and that will bring up second down. Now it's Fields. Montgomery, another target and catch. And some space here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. To the air again, Fields. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Completion here to Claypool. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow them to convert a 3rd and 18. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, and that one tied 14 apiece in the second quarter. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough.
Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. Taken in at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Commanders up first on offense as we begin this third quarter. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
That's good for 28 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On first down, it's Palmer. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Shaq Thompson making his presence felt on the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
They go play action now. Palmer. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 27 yards there, a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Throwing now, Palmer on first down. They'll set up the screen for Nwagu. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
On first and 10, it's Palmer. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Bears will take over here at their own 12-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Looking to throw on second down, Fields. And there's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Here's Fields. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
On first down, it's Fields. And he'll get this complete downfield to Kmet. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. To throw is Fields. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, And it's a loss of 6.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. He'll look to throw. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sideline.
He's got a man. Complete. 30. 10. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
In the third quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Out of the gun, Fields. Out of his hands quickly to Pittman. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Fields. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. So no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage were so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Montgomery. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, third quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting...
And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. A big win there defensively on 2nd and goal, a loss of 7, and it brings up 3rd. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Third and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Operating from the gun, Fields. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
That looked great when he first took off, because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Fourth down, Fields has to have this one. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Commander defense able to hold. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun, because let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 59 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Back to Nwangu again on 1st down. Pass the 20 for a short gain, 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Another run now for Nwangu. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking. Washington on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
straight ahead. Here's Nwangu.
Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Here's Cameron Johnston now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And this will be down just on the other side of midfield. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Throwing to start the drive. Fields.
This one swung out to Montgomery.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Meanwhile, Fields throw into the hands of Pittman here.
And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Fields.
They're going right back to Pittman. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Now Montgomery, he's got it on the draw. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Back to throw. Fields.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A couple extra tight ends are in. 3rd and goal from the 1. Looking to throw. Fields. Open man. He finds Komet. Touchdown, Chicago. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Bears get a bit closer. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
A try here for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to 18. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was all capped off by Cole Kmet with a touchdown catch. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, did the Bears get it? They did. Chicago football. Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes it's only when it's negative. In this case, he created a positive play for his team.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball. And unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're
under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. This whole day.
Fields hit and the ball is loose. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Palmer. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On 3rd down, Palmer. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. They're going on 4th down. It's Palmer. And
It's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49.
Fields throw there, hauled in by Claypool. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Fields on 1st down. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Fields. And again back to Kmet. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
He'll get this underneath to Montgomery.
Touchdown! David Montgomery, a 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bears have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. A CD, you know he's got great options at wide receiver, tight end, but there he looks to the backfield, and it results in a touchdown.
I love how you laid that out. So many options. You made me forget about some of the ones that you should be covering. And they made them pay with that one, didn't they? You forget about the guys in the backfield? They're eligible, too.
The extra point up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. It's a gain of 8 there, and that should be enough to seal the victory. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Palmer apparently wants to throw it. And this is caught. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
And this win now going to look a little more lopsided on the scoreboard, CD. Now, some may have run out the clock in that scenario, but they wanted to put their foot on the gas, get one more touchdown, and they did just that.
Well, partner, I would say the traditionalists not overly excited about that score. They'd like to see the game played a little bit differently. But what you can't argue with is their execution of that play, because it played out exactly as it was drawn up. It almost would have been a shame not to finish with such a well-run play.
But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars, what's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Commanders,
they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Bears, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.